Hello and welcome back to some more F1 2020 and part 23 of my team career mode with Jordan GP Mercedes. Today we start season 2 of our career mode. We have got a press interview to do. We've got a driver to renegotiate with. We've got sponsors to deal with. All of that sort of good stuff that I'm really looking forward to. But first of all, we have to look at what sort of driver we want. Now, negotiation-wise, I'm not entirely sure what we're going to be capable of, but we have got 20 million pretty much in the bank. So I think first choice has got to be Sergio Perez. He's got wonderful stats. He's fairly cheap at 10.5 million. I think that's a no-brainer. I think that's the value for money move for me is Sergio Perez. So he's my first choice. Let's see if I can approach him and see exactly what we can do. So Sergio Perez has agreed to negotiate with the team for a seat. One other team is also interested in them. So that is really interesting. So he demands 10.5 million.
Every offer that comes your way. You should, however, accept an offer before the timer reaches 0. When you turn down an offer, a team may come back with something better. Don't push your luck, though, or negotiations could break down altogether.
Wow, there's a driver auction going on. So obviously Racing Point want to keep him. So Racing Point have put in 7.07. We'll put in a small bid. Finalizing deal. Okay, so they've gone up in the world. Let's go up to 7.27 million. Let's see. So they're still going. I'm going to put a larger bid in, 7.42 million now. Under consideration. Oh, let's go for another large bid. I don't think we're going to manage to do this cheaply. But his market value is 10 million, so as long as it stays below 10 million, I think that's going to be good. Hey, we win! We've got Sergio Perez. Excellent. Well, look at that. 7.97 million. I don't know whether that was his salary or whether that was his buyout.
And you've secured a drive.
It was his salary. So there you go. So contract cost 11.5 million. We have got Sergio Perez as our second driver for next season. That is going to be huge. I'm really looking forward to that. That is going to be absolutely fantastic. Now, I'm going to cut away for a moment. We'll then come back with the press interview. I don't want to reveal the livery to you guys until we actually have the car reveal in February. So can't wait to show you guys the livery. I'll see you guys for the interview.
Here we are in the HQ of our newest Formula 1 team. We've got an awful lot to talk about, so let's jump straight in. Isn't it safe to say you focused heavily on driver development? At the moment, you seem to be a solid mid-tier team. What do you think will take your team to the next level? Sergio Perez always seems to get the best out of the car he drives. Will you be able to give him a championship-winning car? Do you see your relationship with your second driver being long-term, or will you be looking for someone else if you're successful? Would it be safe to say that in terms of team orders, your career comes first in your team? Well, thanks so much as ever for your time. It's hugely appreciated.
Well, there we go then. There's the press interview done with Will Buxton, and obviously Sergio Perez is going to be our driver next year. Now, I don't want to spoil too much in terms of the livery for next season. I have made it. It's all ready and raring to go. and I cannot wait to show you guys. But yeah, let's advance the time. Got some final running costs, and then we can finish the season. I might just go and improve our chassis a little bit more. Actually, no, you can't do 2 per department. I'm not entirely sure we're going to be able to afford anything else, unfortunately. So yeah, we'll just head straight into finishing the season then. So here we go, end of season 1. I don't know what's going to happen here, so let's go ahead and well, there you go, there's the new driver suits. And we've got some new acclaim. That might give you a little hint at what the livery's going to look like. And there you go, wow, there you go, prize money. I didn't think we'd get that from the Constructors' Championship, but there you go, 33 million now is our bank balance. That is huge. You can see the championship, we finished 10th, he finished 8th, obviously. He didn't finish 8th for us, he finished for Racing Point, so hopefully we're going to get huge amounts of points as we go into the next season. So a new main sponsor then. What we're going to go for, so that's 5 points finishes, 5 podium finishes. What's the biggest sign-in bonus? 300 Constructors' Championship points. 100 Constructors' Championship points. That's definitely something that we could achieve. I firmly believe that. But in terms of weekly income, we're not getting quite as much. 3rd or better in the Constructors. This one, 6th or better. 25 Constructors points in a season. That's not a lot at all. Yeah. Okay, so I don't think we go with loop. There's this goal bonus. We're definitely not going to get 300 this season. I'd be very surprised. But I would fancy getting 100 Constructors points this season. I think we can pull that off. Yeah. Let's go for that. Yeah, I think that one's the best one to go for. Mercedes power unit, I've got no reason to change that really. The Renault performance is exactly the same, but durability not so much. Mercedes have got by far the best durability. Ferrari apparently 100 performance now. But yeah, still Mercedes for us, and that seems absolutely fine. And of course Sergio Perez will be coming in. So let's confirm those settings. I'm not going to reveal the livery just yet. Hang on. Discard changes because we... Yeah, that's fine. Okay. It's very slow on the screen, not entirely sure why. Livery select, I will do that off camera. Team badge select and the team colours, so you can see the racing suit and you can see the team colours, and I will reveal the livery in a little bit, but off camera. There she is, an absolute beauty, and in sort of memory of the 30 years of Jordan, 1991 was their first season, of course, and well, I thought we'd pay tribute to it with a car that sort of reflected all of their 30 years, going all the way back to 1991. with that famous 7-Up livery. Sort of updated it a little bit of yellow in there as well to have the modern day Jordan vibes in there. And no, I think it's an absolute beauty, and I hope you guys really like it as well, because I spent a little bit of time making it. I will give you a full guided tour, I suppose, of the new livery. Took me a bit of time to think of the right design, and yeah, here we go. You can see right there. So we've gone for the sort of bottle green, and then the sort of more limey green, like the 7-Up, and then the blue, accented, and the little bits of yellow, little flashes of yellow, and obviously our new team colours, very much the green look this year. And it'll really differentiate us from the Renault in particular, which I think you guys will appreciate. All the sponsors in white as well, just like that 1991 car. And no, I really enjoyed making this. I hope you guys like it. I really like it, and it looked beautiful with that car reveal there. So that is that. That is the pre-season pretty much done then. There is more gloves unlocked, but we're obviously not worried about any of that. Obviously the racing suits you guys have already seen, so that was a bit of a spoiler, but I didn't know that was going to happen. But there you go. You can see Checo Perez in our brand new overalls, which I think are pretty nice. We might change them up a little bit throughout the season, but there you can see, after the winter we are now officially the 7th best team, just behind Renault. It looks like McLaren have lost out a little bit after the R&D reset, as well as Scuderia, AlphaTauri. So that's interesting. I don't know if there's been any driver changes. I'm sure we'll find that out in due course, but certainly doesn't. Oh, Kimi Raikkonen's at Racing Point. Okay, so what else has changed? Has anything else changed there? Obviously Perez has come to us. Doesn't look like a great deal's changed. So Raikkonen at Racing Point, Giovinazzi at Williams. What else has happened? Mick Schumacher is now at Alfa Romeo. That's very interesting. George Russell still at Williams. And Latifi at Alfa Romeo as well. So we've got Mick Schumacher in the mix. Who's gone then? I'm trying to work out who's gone, or if anyone's gone. So Kimi Raikkonen replaced Perez. Mick Schumacher replaced Raikkonen. Giovinazzi replaced Latifi. Latifi replaced Giovinazzi. So I don't think anybody's dropped off the grid. But very interesting. Very interesting that Russell is still there at Williams. And well, there you go. And also, just to let you know, I have upgraded the facilities. So we've now fully made the chassis and powertrain places fully spec 1, and even gone into spec 2 with build time and quality control for the chassis department. I thought that was really important. If that's going to be where we're really pushing our resources this year, let's get that to a spec 2 facility. We had the money. Of course, we've got 12.5 million left. We need to make sure we've got enough money in the bank to pay Perez's contract in July. It's probably going to get more expensive, but no, I think I think we'll head into getting some more chassis upgrades in there, and hopefully that'll all work out quite nicely. So we'll advance the time, get some more resource points, a bit of weekly income as well, merchandise sales. Perfect. So we've got the Australian Grand Prix coming up. So without further ado, let's see how we get on in the first qualifying session of the season. Well, here we come round the final corner for our first flying lap of the 2021 season. And we come up to the line and it's a 1:39.1, which is not the best time, obviously. But in these conditions, it's all about getting out there and trying to build your confidence, build up your lap time. That's certainly the way I find it best to go about it. But our car certainly doesn't seem great in the wet so far. FP2 was the other time that we had quite a bit of rain and struggled to get through the practice programs. So maybe in a twist to last year, because obviously rain conditions seen our best results last year. But maybe this year it's all going to be different. Who knows? Well, this is exactly what I meant by building confidence. You can see nearly a second up on this lap on what we did last time, and we come up to the line. It's well over a second up. You can see the time dropping there, and we come through and go 6th fastest. So that's a pretty good time there, a good improvement, and hopefully we can continue with that. Just stay away from the curbs, try and keep the traction on the black bits, rather than looking for grip out on the slippy curbs. But yeah, you can see we're teetering around a 1/10 of a second off our best time through sector 1, but you can easily make up that time through the other 2 sectors if you just a little bit more trigger happy with the late braking and the acceleration coming out of the corners. Look at that, you see we made 2/10 of a second just through 1 corner. Once again, gaining a little bit of time through this section. We'll stay with the lap as we go through the very fast left and then right-hander. We went through there really sweetly that time, and you can see the time just shaving off. You get a better exit out of some of these corners, particularly in these conditions. Really gain some good time. But I really love the look of this car. I've really enjoyed driving in it this weekend. Perez, by the way, has been doing pretty decently in practice, so hopefully a strong teammate this year, and we're going to get plenty of points in the constructors. We come up to the line, another 2.5 gained, back up to 7th here, but we're going to continue to gain time, you feel, throughout this qualifying session, and the times are just going to drop. Well, I'm not sure we're going to make it to the line, and we're not, so we can't do a final time there, and we qualified 17th, so it made the difference. Well, that is huge. Because we didn't make it round in time, we've gone out in Q1, and I think Perez might have as well, unless he's got squeezed through, and no, he hasn't. So both Jordan GP cars out in Q1, which is a huge disappointment. And oh, look at that, 5,000th of a second behind Lance Stroll. Oh, that is a big moment, you feel like, because you know, we should have got through to Q2 easily, if not Q3 today, and we're going to have to start from much further back in tomorrow's race, which is going to be a tough one now. Fighting from 17th, we're maybe going to have to switch up the strategy a little bit. So let's hand over to David Croft and Anthony Davidson for this 2021 Australian Grand Prix.
Months of rumour and speculation all come to an end today as we return to Melbourne for the opening race of what promises to be an enthralling season. Welcome along then to the Australian Grand Prix. Just south of Melbourne's downtown business centre is the one and only Albert Park circuit. 3.3 miles of public roads, closed for the weekend of course, make for a bumpy circuit with little undulation. There are 16 corners around the lake and a couple of good passing opportunities here as well, thanks in part to the DRS zones into turns 1, 3 and 13. A new season then, a clean slate where anything could happen. Anthony Davidson is with me today as we get another year of Formula One underway.
We're into those tense few minutes before the first race then. Everyone's a little bit nervous about reliability. They haven't been running in the hot, turbulent wake of other cars in practice, and they've not been pushing at 100% for long durations. Let's hope no one has to deal with any nasty surprises.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Vettel, Leclerc, Alexander Albon, and Ricciardo, Ocon, Sainz, Norris, and Lance Stroll, Raikkonen, Bottas, Daniel Kvyat and Magnussen, Schumacher, the captain, Sergio Perez, and Pierre Gasly, Grosjean, Giovinazzi, Russell, and Nicholas Latifi. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track and get this Grand Prix underway.
So here we are then, down on the track. Bottas and Latifi already getting engine penalties. That's something that's surely going to have to be patched sooner rather than later, because they surely don't need to take a brand new engine first race of the season. But hey ho, starting in 16th today alongside our new teammate Sergio Perez. Disappointing that we both went out in Q1. I think it was a timing thing really.
Okay, here we
everyone
go.
trying to be out there at the same time. So, looking at the strategy, we've potentially got two different strategies here. I think we'd want to select that one out of those two, but I think medium and then soft may well be the way to go. Just trying to work out exactly where the sweet spot is with it. Probably 8 laps on the medium, and then 7 laps on the soft. Yeah, just trying to work this out now. It's a tough one. Definitely is. I think maybe start on the mediums. I think that'll give us the most flexibility throughout the race and come at them with the softs later on. So here we go then. See where the only insane guy out there that started on these tyres. What gives us the flexibility if, tyre wear's bad, we could go to the hards.
So go into each one when you can. We're going to need some work on the brakes, so put some energy into them and warm the tyres as well, please.
Our old teammate Mick Schumacher starting out for Alfa Romeo, maybe on his route to Ferrari. Latifi, of course, has switched teams to Alfa Romeo as well in a brand new look lineup. And then Racing Point to replace Perez. They got Kimi Raikkonen, and Giovinazzi has gone to Williams to replace the outgoing Nicholas Latifi.
Radar is clear. Weather is looking good for now.
No room for Nick de Vries on the grid at present this year. It's going to be very interesting to see how Schumacher does in that Alfa Romeo. Kimi Raikkonen was getting some really, really good results towards the end of last season in that car. Whoop. Let's try not to bin it like Max Verstappen on the formation lap. Although his wasn't on the formation lap, I suppose. But even so, trying to get these tyres nice and hot, ready for the start of the race. It's going to be an interesting season. I'm looking forward to seeing how Latifi and Schumacher do, as I've said. I'm looking forward to seeing how Kimi does in a much better car than the Alfa Romeo. Oh, removed from formation lap apparently, but it doesn't particularly matter. We're reforming the grid anyway, so there is Kimi Raikkonen starting in 11th place, potentially the best position on the grid. You get free tyre choice and starting just behind the top 10. But here we go. Ready for the lights. So here we go then. Lights out, away we go here for the 2021 season. We're off the line well, considering that we're on the medium tyres, sorry. And we're going to chuck it down the inside. We'll make a little bit of contact with Kvyat up ahead. Having a little look at our front wing, it looks okay for now. We're going to place our car down the inside again into turn 4 here. Or turn 3 I should say. Yellow flags are out. Not entirely sure what's gone on, who was involved, but we're up to 12th position. Sorry, 13th position. So that's an excellent start for us, safely through the first sector. And well, I don't know what has exactly happened to Sergio Perez on this opening lap, but he certainly looks racy as well. So we'll settle for that. Well, we've got some yellow flags up ahead, not entirely sure what's going on. Somebody's out of the race, it's Esteban Ocon.
Green flag.
A man that didn't have the best of reliability last year. Overdone that, and Gasly having a look round, Kvyat having a look round the outside, but we managed to hold them off for now. Well, Kvyat through, here comes Mick Schumacher as well. Don't seem to be able to hold him behind us. Well, that's his own fault. I'm sorry. That's got to be the fault of Mick Schumacher.
Safety car, safety car.
Safety car deployed.
Reduce your pace. Keep your delta number positive as we form up.
Coming into the pits. I don't know what tyre we're putting on. Sergio's in as well. So double stacking here. Oh no, they're putting the softs on, I think.
Exit now. You'll be
Suppose
racing.
it's okay.
Complete. Go now.
We'll just have to hope this is a long safety car period now.
Tyres through to the end now.
These tyres are not going to last, but I tried to come in and put the hards on.
Safety car is waiting for the leader. Safety car is in this lap. Safety car in this lap. Let's make sure those tyres are up to temperature, and remember, there is no overtaking until the timing line. Stay in position until the green flags.
Okay guys, so safety car coming in on this lap. Now we did come back in and change to the hard tyres, which sacrifice track position, but not everybody has come into the pits yet. And I'm not actually convinced that the medium tyres will go all the way to the end, so for those that have come in. So I think sacrificing that track position will really help us here. So here we come. We're preparing to resume racing, so as soon as we pass the white line, let's go, and here we go, back once again in this Australian Grand Prix. It'll be interesting to see which drivers have and have not come into the pits, and whether we'll actually make any ground up on these tyres. So there you go, a load of cars have just come into the pits, so we're up to 15th position as it stands, and I think some of these guys up ahead will have to come in again because they pitted rather early onto those medium tyres. Either that or their tyres are going to be shot at the end of this Grand Prix. So I think we're in a really strong position here. Got a chance on Schumacher there, he's backed out of it. So up to 14th position now, and a chance on Grosjean and Giovinazzi ahead because they are slower cars. I think this could be a great decision. Yeah, a lot more cars in the pits now. Look at this. We're going to be into the points. There we go, 10th place.
Enabled. DRS is now enabled.
So I think this was a great decision. Well, Grosjean locked up. We have made contact, but we force our way through down the inside. So through on Roman. Got DRS coming up again here as we head towards Giovinazzi. But up to 9th as it stands.
Okay, you're in the top 10.
Well, we finally got our chance and we go down the inside of Giovinazzi. We have been stuck behind him for the last few laps since I last saw you. And he just kept getting fantastic exits out of corners, which really hampered our ability to get past him. But now that we are past him, hopefully we'll be able to stick in
Manage your tyres.
a couple of personal best laps to fend him off and finish in 8th place. You can see Perez up there in 6th place. So overall a very positive race for us, and all because of that safety car, which you could argue we caused, but I argue that Mick Schumacher put his car where there wasn't any space, and that's the nuts and bolts of it.
Okay, gap ahead is 6.1 seconds.
Now we could have potentially finished higher had we stuck with our soft tyres, but I think they'd have gone off by now. Well, Max Verstappen has come through and won the Australian Grand Prix. What a start to the season for the Dutchman. We're going to come round and finish in 8th place. Perez finishes 6th on debut, and this is going to be a fantastic team performance for us as we come up to the line and complete a team haul of 12 points.
Race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
Another superb Australian Grand Prix comes to an end, and it's a thoroughly deserved victory. Anthony, tell me, what was it that helped them achieve this success?
Without a doubt, the safety car changed everything today. The key to their success was keeping calm and reacting to the situation quickly. We've seen teams in the past throw away wins because they were too hesitant, but here they were decisive, and that's allowed them to take the advantage.
Here come our winners now. A thrilling race and a tremendous effort by Ferrari. Their history is well known, so it's no surprise to fans the world over to see them come out on top once again. And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the Drivers' Table. Sebastian Vettel now leads the Drivers' Championship. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for Driver of the Day?
Nicholas Latifi gets my vote today.
Let's move on to the Constructors. Ferrari take the lead at the top of the table. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Wow, Max Verstappen had a 5-second penalty. Let's see what that was about. Oh my word, there's a lot of different warnings here, isn't there? Whoa, how many people got a 5-second penalty? That's crazy. That is crazy. So Verstappen, Magnussen. Oh, wow, severe collision with Magnussen. Severe collision with Verstappen. Ignoring yellow flag. Collision with safety car. Wow. Look at this. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy what has just happened there. But you can see, if we go back onto the results screen, Vettel wins the Grand Prix, Hamilton in second, with Leclerc in third position. Verstappen finishes fourth, with Pierre Gasly in fifth. Perez finishes sixth, with Latifi in seventh. We finish eighth, with Bottas ninth and Giovinazzi in 10th. What a result for Williams, and Giovinazzi will be a very popular man there tonight. Mick Schumacher finishes 14th in the end, and we were the only team on the grid that actually served 2 pit stops. I'm very, very surprised at that. But looking at the standings after the first Grand Prix, then we are in 4th in the Constructors. That is fantastic. Joint with Red Bull, of course. You know, I don't think that's exactly where we're going to finish, but that's a great bulk of points early on in the season, which is surely going to help. Let's continue on then, because that was absolutely fantastic. So thank you very much for the safety car. You know, thanks to Mick. But here we go. Chance to talk to Claire.
Struggled to get through all that traffic today.
The car's the grace of a ballet dancer.
You're beating all expectations. Would you say we all under...
Let's keep pushing the chassis. That's the area
Was it
that
the
we
setup
want to...
issue or something else?
Yeah.
You had a bit of contact today. Who was at fault there?
Not me. They need to look at where they're going and stay out of my way. There you go. There you go. A bit of bite.
Great. Well, that's everything.
And Claire's happy with those answers because she's got something to write about now. But there you go. Very, very happy with that early performance there. Didn't get the podium finish, obviously, but beat Mick Schumacher in every other sense. Obviously, Schumacher's our big rival as well. I didn't even think of that on the racetrack. A bit of acclaim there, which is good. You can see we're now level 16. But we have dropped a bit in team acclaim, which I'm not entirely sure why that is. And 1.14 million is our cash bonus, which is exactly the sort of bonus that we want. Obviously, a double points finish is really going to help with that. So let's have a little look back at the team headquarters then. What's going on? Maybe some developments that we could pop in. So there's our running costs. We've got some extra resource points, and you can see 1,500 now. That's a hell of a lot. What can we do here? So we can increase the team acclaim. I think that's probably what we want to do. I don't think we need to particularly focus on Sergio's stats, but now we can go and make some upgrades. So we have got this upgrade coming before the next Grand Prix. When's that happening? I think...
Okay,
there
we've
we
had
go.
the new parts come through from the fabrication process. We'll have them with us for the next Grand Prix.
Awesome, so we've got the new upgrade. So now we can have a look at a major upgrade. We've got enough resource points to do it. That one looks very, very good. That's going to take us up to a roundabout racing point in terms of chassis. That one, not quite as good. And that one definitely not as good. Okay, so I think it's going to be this one. 17 to 42. Same for that one. So, what will that actually do? A weight advantage, fuel tank positioning, in order to improve handling predictability across all fuel loads. Okay. So we can actually rush it. That'll be a 42% failure chance. Now, it gets us a week early. I don't see the need to really do that. I think stick with the standard just after the Vietnamese Grand Prix. I think that's the one we want to go for. Failure chance 17%. Hopefully that will not happen, but you can see it will push us forward a little bit towards racing point and try and make us the 4th best team. That's got to be the goal this year, you feel. We've got 17 million in the bank now. Remember, we have to pay Sergio Perez's salary, so he's currently on 8.1 million in terms of his contract, so we'll keep an eye on that. Lewis Hamilton has moved up to 21 million. That is insane. That is absolutely insane. But there you go then. I think that's everything that we want to achieve out of today. So there you have it then. The first Grand Prix of the season is over. We've got Bahrain next time out, where of course we did score 2 points there last season. So that could be a place where we make up some more points and help us towards the Constructors' Championship. So if you have enjoyed that, hit that like button down below. It really does help out. Means a lot to me as well. Subscribe to the channel for daily F1 2020 content. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching and goodbye.